What's up, ladies? This is Danielle the Brand here with 360 Athletics, and we're talking about outworking your opponent. Outworking your opponent is the difference between being a winner and a loser. Why? Because you gotta come prepared. You may be really good at your sport, you may be really smart in your academics, but if you don't come prepared, you are not going to be able to be successful. For example, you can be really good in your math class, but if you don't study for the test, guess what? You may not pass it. You could be really good at playing soccer, but if you're not prepped for the team that you're going to play, you may not know what plays you're going to do. So outworking your opponents comes with being prepared. You got to prepare your mindset, you got to prepare what you're going to do on the field, you got to prepare to work together as a team. Prepare to outwork your opponent. Outworking your opponent means not comparing yourself to your opponent, but just making sure that you're working hard, focusing on yourself, on your skills, on your team skills, so you come ready to fight, so you come ready to win. So when you come on that field, you already know what to do. All you're doing is playing out what you already prepared during practice. This is why practice is so important, because when you show up to practice, you gotta show up like you're playing the game. Because once you are in the game, you're gonna be playing just like practice. Because practice and playing the game should be no different. Outworking your opponent is showing up on time. Outworking your opponent is showing up ready and being all in every single practice, every single game. Because a lot of people will come to practice and think, oh, well, this is just practice. But you're gonna show up to practice thinking this is the game. So when you get on that field and you're against that opponent, you are ready because you're always ready. Outworking your opponent is doing more than your opponent will do. You know, I think about track and field. When I used to run track in high school, I was a sprinter. And the thing is, I used to always look left and right whenever I was running. And I was trying to compare myself to my opponent, thinking that, oh, I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what's going on. But that was slowing me down. Every single time you look left and right, you're slowing yourself down in track. Every single second counts. Every single turn counts. Every single time you look at somebody else, you're not focusing on yourself. So if you come prepared, why would you look left and right? If you come prepared, why do you care what they're doing? Outworking your opponent is being ready to win and becoming all in and not looking left and right, focusing on your goal. When I stopped looking left and right on the track field, I started realizing that, hey, this is making my scores better. This is making me faster. Because every time I would turn, I would slow myself down. So when I was focused on the goal, focused on where I was going, I was outworking my opponent by not looking left and right. What does that mean for you? You gotta work as a team. Whenever you get on that field, you gotta work as a team to work against your opponent. You gotta make sure that when you come prepared as a team. You say, hey, I got your back. When you work as a team and you come prepared, you're looking out for your teammates. You're not looking at the opponent. You're making sure that your plays are right. You're making sure that your mind is right. You're making sure that you're all in on that field. So outworking your opponent looks like being ready. Outworking your opponent looks like being prepared. Every single time you get on that track field, every single time you get on that field, you know that I'm going to do exactly what I did at practice because I am prepared. I'm going to outwork my opponent. And even in your academics, you got to outwork your classmates. You got to make sure you're studying. You got to make sure you're doing your homework. You got to make sure you're doing extra so you make sure that you're passing. It's important. Your academics are just as important as your sport. So you got to make sure you're outworking your opponent by being ready every single time. So alright, you guys, I want to challenge you to outwork your opponent this week, okay? So we're going to go ahead, we're going to break it out with lead the way on 3. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Lead the way on 3. 1, 2, 3, lead the way!